Number 1, you rage. You may play good at the beginning of the game or if nothing bad has happened yet, but the moment something bad happens, you start raging and you get emotional. When you get emotional, your IQ goes down by about 69 points. You start making stupid plays. You could only see red. If tower diving didn't work the first time, it's not going to work the 6th time. Trying to peek an operator for the 14th time is not going to work. If you ever watch professional fighters fight, you may be confused as to why they don't get angry. Well, if they get angry, they're extremely easy to telegraph. They're very predictable, and they will get knocked out. They have to stay focused, they have to understand their opponent's strategy, and they have to do those things simultaneously while getting hit in the head to win. So if they could do it against a professional fighter, you could do it against a Darius that's 3-0 top lane. Number 2. You don't reflect on the things you did wrong last game. When you first start a game, it's easy to climb a rank because the mistakes are extremely obvious. Maybe you feed your opponent, maybe they're just better at the matchup, maybe you don't understand all the skills or abilities or mechanics in a game yet. But as you climb higher and higher, the mistakes become less and less obvious. It's like trying to lose weight when you're 300 pounds. The first 100 pounds are very easy, and then the next 50 pounds are extremely difficult, and then the next 10 after that are almost impossible. At this point, you can't just queue into a next game and say, okay, I won't feed. You have to think about what you did in the last game you played. You have to try and see if you made any mistakes. Maybe it's something as simple as you overextended. If you're playing a fighting game, maybe you're playing too impatiently, or your spacing was off by a fraction of a millisecond. But the good news is if you can understand what you did wrong, you can work on it and you will definitely get better. Number 3, you autopilot. Now this matters in some games more than others. Maybe if you play Counter-Strike and you're extremely good at aiming, autopilot doesn't really matter that much if your aim is that good. But even in a mechanics-heavy game, you will run into an opponent just as good as you, so at that point you will have to out-strategize. In a game like League of Legends, where there's a lot of strategy involved, you have to understand what each champion does, and what you have to do to win the game based on that team comp. If you play every single game the same exact way, if you don't think about the choices you make and why you're making them, you're not going to improve. I've played plenty of games where the opponent had a massive lead, but because they did not know how to end the game, we were able to come back and beat them. Number 4, you don't do the boring stuff. Maybe you play the game a lot, but because you don't do any drills, you don't improve in specific areas that will help your game massively. Maybe it's jungle clear speed in League, maybe it's a certain combo in Street Fighter, maybe it's aim training in Counter-Strike or Valorant. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, a half hour of deliberate practice is worth 20 hours of playing the game randomly. Number 5, and this is specific to team games only, you listen to bad teammates. If you're a silver player, that means other people on your team are silver players. And just because they say something in the game, or ping you, or do something stupid, does not mean you have to follow them. If you have a funny feeling in your stomach that it's a bad call, then treat it as a bad call. Let them die. They may flame you, but at least you're not dead. Those situations where you're alive compound over the games you play, and you will improve. The final point, you're afraid. Maybe you hit a certain rank and you're afraid to go any further. Hitting that rank and then going back down is going to hurt your ego, so you stay where you are. But the only way you can improve is if you play better players. If you follow all of these tips, regardless of the game you play, fighting, first-person shooter, MOBA, you will improve. It's mostly about mindset. If you like the video, please consider subscribing and following, or leaving a hate comment, or something like that, or telling me I'm handsome or pretty, or something. And here's a couple of the bloopers of me trying to fucking read this goddamn script. When you first start trying to play but even in mechanics heavy game, you will fuck. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, spending a half hour maybe you hit a certain rank and you're if you ever watch professional fighters fight, you may... God fucking damn it.